Welcome back to another Seminole Sidelines here presented by the Osceola. And we have a very, very special guest here on the show today. None other than the star, Sara Bejedi, joining us. And Sara, first off, appreciate you taking a couple of minutes. What an exciting year last year under Coach Brooke for the first year, and so much momentum as we get ready for year two.
Yeah. I mean, it's super exciting. Last year was great. I felt like I finally got a feel of, my own potential and also the culture that we're building here at Florida State. So I'm pretty sure the world definitely knows who Florida State is and what we bring every night. So it's going to be extremely exciting next season.
Yeah, Sara, one of the guards on the team, started her career at Arizona State, comes to Florida State, can shoot the three, can get to the rack, can defend better than anybody in the ACC. She should have been ACC Defender of the Year. That's going to be this year's goal. She's going to grab that and leave no doubt. But Sara, just last year, it felt like from watching from an outside in, right, and watching from Radio Row for me, you started to become more comfortable. Ball in your hands, being a leader, impacting others around you as well. Where did you feel like you took the biggest steps in 2022, 2023?
Confidence is definitely a key word. I'm naturally just a very intense, hardworking player. But obviously my road from freshman year till now has been very difficult, had its roller coasters. But last year I just felt like my coaches believed in me, my teammates believed in me, and most importantly, I could be myself. Kind of that defense everybody talked about, that brought momentum for me, and it just made me feel more free to do whatever I was capable of doing. So it reflected both on defense and on offense. So I was happy about that.
No doubt. And can you take me through I think people talk a lot about leadership, right? And how, players grow and become better leaders to impact those around them. But to do that, you've got to first be confident in yourself, right? And you've got to be feeling good about the things that you can do. What was that process like for you, where it's like, all right, first I got to make sure that I'm feeling pretty good about all my skills so that I can then start critiquing others and being a positive reinforcement to others as you kind of get older in the system too?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that confidence comes with the work you put in. Obviously, I'm a gym rat. I put in a lot of effort, constantly in communication with my coaches. What can I do to be better? Communicating with my teammates. How can I be better for you guys? So after doing all that, building those relationships on and off the court, that kind of gave me that confidence. And also they gave me that confirmation like, hey, Sara, we trust you as a leader. So from that, the confidence came. And also we're all humans, seeing, success, having a few good games, just getting that hype. It's definitely a confidence booster. And I'm happy that it resulted in a lot of success. And I'm very excited to carry on that to the next season.
Was there a point last year where you felt like maybe it was a certain game, maybe it was a stretch over a week, you're like, I think this basketball team could be pretty good. Like, we've got a shot to do some things to surprise some people here?
I mean, that feeling came in the beginning of the season for sure. Just for me, our fundamentals and the base of this team, the culture, it shows a lot already. Even if we had a bad shooting game or we kind of went out of our game plan, you can still see the resilience and that we work really hard. So this season, it's really going to be all about being consistent in what we do. We're not letting up on defense. We're not letting up on, our tasks, like getting rebounds, no middle drives, all that. And when we stick to those bases, I think we're going to be undefeated.
Definitely have a chance to be pretty special this season. And we go and get a couple more players out of the portal to kind of bolster us. Obviously, Tanaya comes back as well to continue her growth within this program too. But Sara, what are you doing during the summer? Give people an idea of what does the work look like as you prepare for another year?
Well, I'm juggling a lot this summer. So meaning I'm going to be in and out the country. I just came from Finland a week ago working out with my national team, came here to meet my teammates, work out with them, and then I'm leaving again next week to practice for 2 weeks. And after that, we have a tournament in China. So just best of both worlds, representing my country and representing my team, working on my craft, making sure I built those relationships with my teammates from the jump. Yeah, I'm trying to do everything I can to be the best version of me as a leader and as a player. So, yeah.
Is there one area of your game you're kind of in the lab right now trying to take to another level?
Well, I'm a multitasker. I would lie if I'm good at focusing on one thing only. Like, I'm very hungry. I feel like I can be better at my finishing, just be a better 3-level scorer, just adding that pull up in my game. And also defensively, just being, smarter, not getting too close, not getting beat. I want to have that mentality that when I'm on somebody, like, they're not scoring on me. So doing even a better job on that. So I definitely got a few new tricks in my bag for next season.
We're excited to see it, no doubt. I like that you mentioned playing for Finland, and I think that's a good segue into talking about that. It's a very unique honor, right, for a player to be able to get to represent their country. But what do you think it does competitively for those players that can play international basketball, and what that brings back to their college basketball season?
Yeah, I feel like it's an honor being on the national team, but also I hold a lot of pride on being European because most importantly, I bring kind of like that other culture to that college basketball. A lot of people from college, they want to go play overseas, and having that experience already, people kind of get a feel of what it's going to be. A lot of people don't know that in Europe, it's much more physical. So, I bring that physicality, just that diverse playing, not just being good at one thing, which is like offense, but also holding pride and doing everything at my best. And that's even rebounding. As a smaller guard, a lot of people think like, hey, I'm small, I don't have to do that. No, absolutely. Like, you got to get those opportunities, get involved, help your big player when they're boxing out, making sure that you get those rebounds. So I feel like it's good. It's a good mixture. And it's all about balancing. Obviously, I can't do the stuff that I do in Europe because I'm going to foul out here in college, but it definitely has its pros.
Yeah. Is for the Finland national team, what is the schedule looking like this summer? Do you guys have any official competitions? How are you going to be involved with them for the next couple of months?
So we have a big tournament in China that I will be going to mid-July, and I'm going to be there until the beginning of August. I'm actually playing one of the American teams. I'm not quite sure which college is going to be participating, but definitely am going to play against some good college athletes. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And then I think it's a good chance to talk too about this team that's going to be playing in a foreign tour. That's a unique opportunity every 4 years to get a chance. For you, it's normal because you're from Europe, but for the players, for a Tanaya Ladson, right, for a KK Timpson, I'm trying to wonder if KK's ever even been across an ocean to Europe. I think she'll be very excited. What kind of opportunity is this for your team to kind of grow and bond together, being away from the United States?
I mean, talent-wise, quite honestly, I don't know which type of teams we're going against there. But I would say just fighting through adversity. I am pretty sure that the referees are going to let things slide there, and it's not going to be proper basketball at all times. It's going to seem like football sometimes. So at least from my experience as a European hooper. So just fighting through that adversity early on in the season so that when stuff gets hard in preseason or conference, we know how to deal with that as a team. And I feel like last year we did pretty well with that. So it's exciting.
Have you been to Greece before?
Yeah, you know us Europeans, we've been all over the world, so.
I figured the souvlaki really hits, doesn't it, over there?
Yeah.
They've got great food over there. I went to Greece a couple of years ago
Mm-hmm.
to Athens and Santorini, which,
Yeah.
by the way, those of you watching, if you've never been to Santorini or Mykonos, those islands are as good as it gets. The views are ones that you'll never forget. And so Sarah's lucky. She basically grew up in that part of the world and can get over there. The plane flights were surprising. It was very cheap to get from Europe anywhere, really.
Right.
We got to from Santorini to Venice, Italy for like $150. Not bad at all, right? And so like that's something that you don't think about. But this Florida State women's basketball team gets a chance for a couple of weeks to go play. They'll grow closer together, get an opportunity for some extra practices, right? And that's going to be pretty cool to have some official practices to get the chemistry on the court right, chemistry off the court. And teams who come back, Sarah, they typically have a little bit of a leg up on other programs that haven't been able to have that chance for like I said, the extra time. So that'll be really good for you guys. Can you give us some thoughts on this team this year? Obviously, you guys are still kind of welcoming everybody in, some new faces. Tanaya and KK are going to have to take a step forward, right? In what they do, you're going to have to become one of the leaders on the team. But we've got a good nucleus coming back with some talent coming in. What do you like about this team from what you're seeing early on in the summer?
I mean, the first thing I said when I saw the team is like, hey, I think we have like a little Miami Heat action going on. With that, I mean that we might not look the strongest or stereotypically look the most scariest, but the way we can put things together, we got the shooters, we got the rebounders, we got people that can create for others, create for themselves. So again, preseason, we're going to be working on putting all those together, everybody knowing their roles and bringing it every night. So it's going to be really fun to watch, but, most importantly, it's going to be a scary team.
What can you say about the job that Coach Brooke did in year one, right? I mean, it's not easy to take over for a legend like Sue Semrau, right? And all those Elite Eights, the ACC championships, and for Brooke, who played here, a lot of pressure to deliver. But I thought in year one, that was obviously we got hurt towards the end of the year too a little bit, but that's as good of a year one as you can ask for. It feels like the momentum and the optimism is very high moving into this second year.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Coach Brooke is a legend, former player, former WNBA player, just a great coach. So obviously she's going to make things happen. And we have had a really successful season. But, what doesn't show on this stat sheets sometimes is the work that she put in, outside the court and the message that she brought and the culture that she built, which was, we're humans first. She validated our mental health, our feelings, our rest, how we eat, and just treated us like humans. So when that happens, it's really easy to respect the coach, play for her, and just be comfortable. And with that, I feel like a lot of people just came out their shells and gave it their all. So big credits for her for that, because I feel like that's rare. And that's definitely something that Florida State is consistent for.
Without a doubt. And with Coach Ferrara's offense, right? Coach Bill brought in space and pace, and you want to get up and down the court, but you want to take smart shots. Year one, getting adjusted to it. It seemed, though, like it was a big benefit to us in the way that we played and how it, I think, aided our personnel, right? And what we had on the roster. What do you want to see in year two from that offense? And what are some keys to making sure that you guys take another step?
I mean, the newcomers know what they got coming for them. There's no resting. We're going. We're gonna have the same mentality. Rebound the ball and go score. What he brought to this program is extremely unique and special, and something that is gonna be very tough to guard. You mentioned, players like KK. A lot of teams gonna think they can scout her, think that she's a post player. No, Coach is like training her to shoot, to drive, to bring the ball up full court. He's very invested, not only as a coach for the whole team, but individually. So like I said, that this program is really special. Our coaching staffs are very special. So people can really look for a great season from us.
Are people sleeping on KK Timpson? I think Tanaya gets a lot of credit, and for proper reason, right? She's a phenomenal player. But sometimes it felt like Michaela kind of flew under the radar. I think she's got a chance to really bust out on the scene this year. And I think she's going to be a household name by the end of the year. What do you think?
I'm not even gonna say too much. People are gonna see when the season starts, but I mean,
You want them to keep sleeping.
I call her, the future Jokic of the female basketball. So
Wow.
they can keep sleeping, but it's gonna be a rude awakening for them. I'm on her court. I'm her biggest fan. So anybody else, I really don't care. She's gonna show it.
No doubt about it. All right. Well, Sara, before we let you go, I want fans to have the opportunity to get a little bit off of the court. It's amazing to me that you can speak 6 languages. That is so unique. I'm sure you're so proud of that. But there's so much to you, right? You've had the unique opportunity of living all around the world. You got mom and dad international who come from different cultures that have enriched you. What was that like growing up in a multi-diverse family and learning all these different things about different parts of the world and cultures?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my parents. They just gave me a lot of opportunities from a young age. We traveled all around the world in different continents. I was very fortunate with the schooling system back in Finland. We have 2 mandatory languages back in Finland. My mom speaks Arabic. We speak French at home, and then I studied German. And my parents, to even help me learn more, they gave me cartoons to watch in different languages, any other languages but Finnish or French. So they were really invested. And even though I made a lot of sacrifices for basketball, I gained a lot with the things that my parents were teaching me. So it's definitely a blessing, and I'm very grateful for them.
When you're gonna have a long basketball career, but when that starts to wind down and you start looking at Sara Bejedi in life, what are some projects that you're passionate about? What are things that you want to accomplish, whether that's entrepreneurship or in your career? What are some things that you're going to want to go after the basketball career is over?
Quite honestly, that's a great question. My whole life I've kind of known what I want to do, but just, because of the blessings that I've received, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, I can do this, but I can do that, but I can do this. So one thing that I really got to work on is just sticking to one thing. Obviously, basketball, playing the highest level is my dream. But kind of seeing long-term right now, a goal is to get to law school. So I am currently studying for my LSAT as well. Trying to get there, seeing if that's my thing. Obviously, with my social media, I'm working on being more intentional, just sharing more of my journey, being an international student, what it takes, the things that you need that can help you adapt to the culture. Then just being myself, fashion, looks, just vibes. That's my thing that comes naturally. So just, in general, just being myself, spreading positivity, trying to be a role model, and just being very authentic with it. It's not going to be roses and candy. Even me, people might see my socials. It's not always glamorous. So being real with everyone and trying to encourage everyone to try and chase their dreams. So that's the goal for now. It's a lot, but yeah, we'll see.
No, if anyone can handle it, it's you. And I look around right now, the international basketball scene, WNBA, players have their hands in many different things, right? Like sometimes they're playing ball, but on the weekends, if they're not playing ball, they're in broadcasting or they're in entrepreneurship, investments, and things like that. And so totally see you being someone who succeeds in more things than just basketball. And Sara, we wish you the best of luck in the upcoming season. Thanks for taking a few minutes. I hope you had fun. It's been good to talk to you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, that's Sara Bejedi. I'm Ariya Massoudi, and this has been Seminole Sidelines.